The enigma of the crystal skulls is a tale woven from threads of mystery, archaeology, and popular culture. These objects, carved from solid quartz into the shape of a human cranium, have captivated imaginations for over a century. Legends claim they are the handiwork of ancient Mesoamerican civilizations. The Maya, Aztec, and other pre-Columbian cultures are often cited as their creators. Proponents attribute supernatural powers to these polished stones. Some believe they can heal the sick or unlock psychic abilities. A particularly persistent myth speaks of 13 ancient crystal skulls hidden across the globe. According to this legend, uniting them will reveal humanity's ultimate destiny. This prophecy warns of a great catastrophe if the skulls are not brought together in time. However, the true story of the skulls begins not in ancient temples, but in the bustling auction houses of 19th century Europe. The first crystal skulls appeared on the antiquities market during the latter half of the 1800s. A key figure in their dissemination was a French antiquarian named Eugène Bolban. Bolban had a long and checkered career as a dealer of Mexican artifacts. He owned or sold several of the most famous crystal skulls now in museum collections. This includes a skull currently housed in the Musée du Quai Branly in Paris. Another skull associated with Bolban eventually made its way to the British Museum. Bolban initially tried to sell this skull to the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. The institution, however, declined to purchase the artifact at that time. Most famous skull of all is the Mitchell-Hedges skull. It is a near-perfect, anatomically detailed carving made from a single block of clear quartz. Its story was popularized by adventurer F.A. Mitchell-Hedges and his adopted daughter, Anna. Anna claimed to have discovered the skull in a ruined Mayan temple in Lubantun, Belize. She said the discovery occurred on her 17th birthday in 1924. She dubbed it the Skull of Doom. Me? For decades, the Mitchell-Hedges skull was exhibited as a genuine Mayan artifact of great power. However, as scientific techniques advanced, the mystical narrative began to crumble. Skeptics had long questioned the authenticity of the skulls. A primary concern was the complete lack of archaeological context for any of the finds. Not a single crystal skull has ever been recovered in a documented professional excavation. The style of the skulls also raised red flags for archaeologists. Their realistic, almost modern anatomical detail is inconsistent with known pre-Columbian art forms. Ancient Mesoamerican depictions of skulls were typically more stylized and abstract. The definitive evidence against their ancient origin came from microscopic analysis. In the 1990s, researchers at the British Museum decided to examine their skull closely. A team at the Smithsonian Institution, led by anthropologist Jane McLaren Walsh, did the same. They used powerful scanning electron microscopes to study the surfaces of the skulls. This technology allowed them to see details invisible to the naked eye. Under extreme magnification, the truth was revealed. The surfaces of the skulls were covered in tiny, perfectly parallel striations. These marks were the unmistakable signature of modern machining. Ancient artisans would have used simpler, manual tools like sand and water. Hand polishing would have left irregular, random scratches. Marks on the skulls, however, were uniform and precise. They were consistent with the use of a high-speed, wheel-based cutting tool. Such tools were not invented until the late 19th century. This placed the creation of the skull squarely in the same period they first appeared on the market. Further analysis of the quartz material itself provided more clues. Biochemical testing can often determine the geographic origin of minerals. The quartz used for the British Museum and Paris skulls was traced to Brazil or Madagascar. These locations were not part of the pre-Columbian trade network of the Aztecs or Mayas. The evidence strongly suggested a European origin for the carvings. The town of Idar Oberstein in Germany is a likely candidate for their place of manufacture. In the late 19th century, this town was a world-renowned center for lapidary arts. Workshops there received large quantities of imported Brazilian quartz. They had the skill and the materials to produce such convincing fakes. The scientific consensus is now clear. The famous large crystal skulls are not ancient artifacts. They are masterfully crafted hoaxes from the 19th century. They were created to capitalize on a growing European fascination with ancient cultures. But what about the Mitchell-Hedges skull? For a long time, Anna Mitchell-Hedges refused to allow it to be scientifically tested. After her death, the skull was briefly examined by the Smithsonian. The analysis, though not as extensive as for the other skulls, revealed the same telltale signs. It too was carved with modern tools. Furthermore, F.A. Mitchell-Hedges' own records show he purchased the skull at a Sotheby's auction in London in 1943. The story of its discovery in a Mayan temple was a fabrication. It was a tall tale designed to enhance the object's mystique and value. Despite the overwhelming evidence, the legend of the crystal skulls endures. They remain powerful symbols in New Age and metaphysical communities. Believers maintain that the skull's true power cannot be measured by science. They argue that the skull's origins are otherworldly or from a lost civilization like Atlantis. The story is simply too good to let go. The allure of ancient wisdom and hidden power is a potent combination. The skulls have inspired books, documentaries, and even blockbuster movies. Their presence in popular culture keeps the myth alive for new generations. The enigma has shifted from one of archaeology to one of psychology. The real question is not where the skulls came from. The question is why we are so eager to believe in them. They represent a longing for a world more magical than our own. They are a testament to the human capacity for wonder. They are also a testament to the art of the hoax. The crystal skulls are beautiful objects in their own right. Their craftsmanship is undeniable, even if it is not ancient. They are products of a specific historical moment, a time of colonial expansion and fascination with the exotic. So, while they may not hold the secrets of the Maya, they tell another story. They tell a story about us, our beliefs, our desires, and our enduring love for a good mystery. The journey of these objects from German workshops to museum cases is a fascinating tale. It involves cunning dealers and eager collectors. It involves adventurers spinning captivating yarns. It involves dedicated scientists seeking empirical truth. The skulls are a crossroads where history and mythology intersect. They are a perfect case study in the creation of a modern myth. The debate, for some, is not entirely over. New claims and theories continue to emerge online. Some still search for the remaining undiscovered skulls. They hold on to the hope that the legend is true. Perhaps the lack of archaeological evidence is part of their mystique. It allows them to exist outside the constraints of history. They can be whatever the believer wants them to be. A key to ancient knowledge. A tool for spiritual healing. A link to extraterrestrial visitors. The truth, however, remains grounded in the evidence. The evidence points to human hands, not ancient gods. It points to modern tools, not mystical forces. It points to 19th century ingenuity, not pre-Columbian magic. The skulls are a beautiful lie. A story so compelling it almost feels true. They challenge our perception of truth and fabrication. They show how an object can acquire a life of its own. Its meaning is shaped by the stories we tell about it. The crystal skull is the ultimate artifact of the imagination. It reflects our own biases and desires back at us. The mystery may be solved, but the magic lingers. The polished quartz continues to shine in its museum case. It no longer claims to be a relic of the Aztecs. Instead, it stands as a relic of a more recent, but equally fascinating, human history. A history of ambition, deception, and belief. The enigma is not in the stone, but in the story. And that is a story that will likely never lose its power. The smooth, cold surface holds no ancient memories. It holds a reflection of our own modern world. A world where science and myth continue their dance. A world that created the crystal skulls and the legends around them. Final verdict is forgery, but the fascination is authentic. The skulls remain silent, letting us fill the void with our own narratives. They are a blank canvas for our wildest dreams and our most persistent questions about the past. The tale of the crystal skulls is ultimately a human one. It is a story of artifice, belief, and the quest for meaning. The crystal itself is silent, but its story is loud. It speaks of a time when the world was being rapidly explored and catalogued. A time when fakes could easily enter the collections of even the most prestigious museums. The skulls are a cautionary tale for historians and collectors. They remind us to question the stories that seem too good to be true. Yet, their beauty and mystery continue to enchant us all. The polished quartz captures the light, and our imagination, in equal measure.